The Galactic Council had always regarded Earth as a curiosity rather than a threat. A world that spoke too loudly, dreamed too boldly, and yet lacked the energy output of even the smallest trade hub. For centuries, humanity had been tolerated, observed, occasionally mocked. Their species had no psionic presence, no inherent manipulation of quantum fields, no resonance harmonics that could bend the void. They were, in every measurable way, powerless among the stars. That changed without warning. It began with silence. The Council's relay stations on the edge of Sol space went offline in a perfect sequence, one after another as if following a timed pattern. No weapons were detected, no energy surges, no ships leaving trails, just sudden absence, pure and absolute. The Council sent reconnaissance drones. None returned. Then they sent ships. Those ships stopped transmitting at the same point, just before Earth's heliopause. At first, the diplomats assumed human systems had simply malfunctioned. It was easy to believe. Humans were known for overextending their technology. But then, reports came from the colonies near Alpha Centauri. The human outposts there had stopped requesting Council supplies. Their local stations, once bustling with trade, now showed no life signs, yet their atmospheres shimmered faintly with unknown radiation. For the first time in galactic history, humanity was silent. The silence lasted 8 standard years. When the first human vessel reappeared, it was nothing like the clunky metallic ships of their past. It was smooth, black, and seemingly without seams. No lights, no visible propulsion. It moved through space as if it ignored inertia entirely. A Council patrol intercepted it near the Perseid route. The patrol's commander hailed them politely, expecting the usual human chatter. Instead, he heard a single voice, calm and without accent. "Stand down. This region is under Terran protection." The commander laughed, broadcasting to all frequencies. "Human, you claim what you cannot hold." The human vessel did not respond. It simply released a wave, silent and visible. Every ship within 5,000 kilometers lost control. Power systems flickered, navigation spun, and weapons went offline. No explosions, no damage, only forced stillness. When control returned, the human ship was gone. The report reached the Council within hours. Many dismissed it as an exaggeration. Yet soon after, the same event repeated near the Argos Gate, then near Valetra Prime, and again over the trade world of Syrah. Every encounter ended the same way. One human ship disabling entire fleets without firing a shot. Panic followed disbelief. The Council convened an emergency summit. Over 200 species gathered, voices overlapping in fear and denial. The High Speaker demanded explanation. The scientists proposed theories: magnetic fields, gravity manipulation, neural interference, but none matched the observed patterns. Finally, the Varan delegate, who had once traded directly with Earth, spoke quietly. "They always sought understanding," he said, "not dominance. If they have found something, it is not a weapon. It is an idea." That statement unsettled the chamber more than any threat. To the Council's horror, human signals returned the next day, broadcasted across every known frequency. It was not a declaration of war nor an ultimatum. It was a message: do not come to Earth, do not seek our systems. We have taken responsibility for what lies ahead. The message repeated once, then ended. The Council tried diplomacy, of course. Delegates sent messages. None were acknowledged. Fleets were dispatched to monitor human activity. Those fleets vanished in silence. The few drones that survived recorded impossible phenomena: distortions in space-time, fields bending light around invisible structures, and cities appearing on planetary surfaces where no construction had been detected before. Within a decade, the new Terran Union emerged. No member world of the Council dared to challenge it. Humanity had done something no civilization ever had. They had rewritten the physical laws that once limited them. Some claimed it began with quantum consciousness research. Others said it came from an encounter with entities beyond the rim. But the truth, as recorded later by a single captured transmission, was simpler. A human scientist had discovered a way to synchronize the human mind with subatomic probability. It meant that humans could decide outcomes, not by magic or psionics, but by aligning intent with the structure of reality itself. To the galaxy, this was inconceivable. To humans, it was evolution. The discovery spread through their population like fire. The Council's spies reported ordinary humans bending probability fields, manipulating energy without tools, predicting the movement of matter with perfect accuracy. They could shift gravitational nodes, alter magnetic alignment, even collapse particle states with focused thought, and they did it together. The Council's strategists held emergency sessions. They debated containment. But how could one contain a civilization that had learned to command chance itself? Then came the event that ended all. Debate. The fall of the Orion Archive. The Orion Archive was the largest repository of data in the galaxy, a fortress of information guarded by thousands of defense platforms. When human vessels appeared, the defenders opened fire immediately. No energy signatures came from the Terran ships, yet every projectile, every beam simply stopped in space, hung motionless, and drifted away. Then, in perfect synchronization, all platforms shut down. The human leader appeared via holographic projection in the archive's central chamber. He spoke only once: "We seek no empire. We correct imbalance." The archive's directors never understood what he meant. Within minutes, entire data libraries began rewriting themselves, as if the information inside were alive. Records of conquest, slavery, and manipulation by the Council species were rewritten into transparent accounts of history. Every hidden file, every suppressed document, every erased truth reappeared. By the time the Council realized what had happened, their political foundation had collapsed. Civilizations rose in protest against their rulers. Ancient crimes resurfaced. The Galactic Council fractured within months. Through it all, humanity did nothing visible. They did not invade. They did not demand tribute. They simply continued existing, unchallenged and unstoppable. The galaxy's greatest military powers tried to study captured Terran vessels, yet each time they approached, the ships dematerialized, leaving behind only faint traces of unknown elements. Soon, strange phenomena began appearing across inhabited space. Planets experiencing seismic collapse found themselves stabilized overnight. Dying stars reignited with renewed fusion. Whole regions of vacuum rebalanced their gravity wells. It was as though the laws of physics were adjusting themselves to preserve order. The Council accused humanity of interference. The accusation reached no ear willing to listen. Humanity had stopped answering questions. There were whispers of humans walking through space without suits, of colonies floating above planets, of voices echoing across hyperspace that carried messages, of peace and warning in the same breath. Then came the day the Council's capital fell. Silent, every system within 100 light-years shut down simultaneously. When communication returned, the capital world had changed. The cities stood intact, but every weapon, every defense system, every archive of political manipulation had been erased. Not destroyed, erased as though they had never existed. The citizens were unharmed, but all records of corruption were gone. In their place appeared a single message carved into the planet's surface by light: balance restored. The Council dissolved after that. Some called it mercy. Others called it domination of the purest kind. In truth, no one knew what humanity truly wanted. Years passed. The galaxy stabilized under quiet human observation. Trade resumed, but differently, based on fairness rather than exploitation. Human envoys began to appear again, polite and calm, their eyes glowing faintly with quantum resonance. They spoke of unity, responsibility, and consequences. They never threatened anyone. They never needed to. Scholars across species began to write about the new human condition. Some called it ascension, others, the probability gift. But every theory agreed on one point: humanity had become the first civilization to merge thought and reality. They could no longer be predicted, nor resisted. The last attempt at defiance came from the Kree Dominion, a species once dominant in the Council's military. They launched an entire armada towards Sol, hoping to test the limits of human restraint. The fleet disappeared halfway there. No wreckage, no transmission, only one signal returned, a soft tone repeating endlessly. When decoded, it translated simply to "return home." After that, no one challenged Earth again. Centuries passed, and the Terran Union became more myth than presence. Their ships were rarely seen, their envoys rarer still, yet the galaxy prospered. Conflicts diminished. Systems that had once exploited weaker species now practiced restraint. It was as if the mere memory of human power had imposed order through collective fear and reverence. In the archives of a distant observatory, a young alien scholar once asked her mentor what humanity truly gained from all this. The elder replied, "They gained the only thing no species ever had, understanding." He paused before adding, "And understanding changes everything." Unknown to most, Earth itself had changed beyond recognition. Its atmosphere shimmered with harmonics invisible to alien eyes. Its oceans glowed faintly under starlight. Cities floated above the surface, powered not by machines but by synchronized human will. The planet